Hello, friend, and welcome to the collective. If you're new here, I'm super excited to meet you. And if you're returning, I'm hoping you're having a better day than the last time we talked. In my readings, I like to blend intuitive messages with shadow work and use a mix of tarot cards and oracle cards. This is to help you see yourself more clearly, to help you heal and grow. Each reading is meant to guide your inner transformation and guide you along your journey one step at a time. And right now, I'm feeling like as a collective is just blocked. Like we're stuck, like we can't move forward, like there's just something keeping us here. So I just want to ask the cards, what is it that is keeping us blocked? What is it that's keeping us from moving forward? To getting to whatever our goal is, to getting us to our next thing, whatever that may be. So what is keeping us blocked? First card we got is Transcend, Beyond What You Think You Know. So this card comes at a time where you're finding yourself in a space where you are literally hitting yourself against a wall. Maybe not like literally in the physical sense, but you just know that you can't think of any other solution. You can't think of any other way to get around this, to get past this. And Transcend is literally asking you to go outside the box, to let your mind just let go, to forget that there's even a box, and to let yourself transcend to something different. What you're going to find on the other end is a paradigm shift. You're going to find yourself thinking differently and seeing things differently, because what's happening is right now you're having on the verge of a breakthrough. This isn't the type of breakthrough where you necessarily have to have a huge breakdown in order to get to it. It's one of those where you let yourself pause, you let yourself think, you let yourself sit in silence, and all of a sudden the answer comes so clearly and so definely that you're just like, wow, why didn't I think of that? How come it's this easy and after, days of trying to push through this, I couldn't come up with that conclusion. So allow yourself to just sit and meditate or sit in peace or walk or something to allow yourself to get out of your own head to make room for whatever the solution is. Resilience, centered through harmony and chaos. So this is one of those times where what you're going through is going to help you grow. I'm not saying that this is something that you're necessarily destined to be through, or it's part of your story. I mean, it is part of your story, but not like a predicted part. It's one of those where this is part of your story because you're actively living it, not because it was foretold by some prophecy or yada yada. So hear me out. Resilience, centered through harmony and chaos. What you're going through right now is a growth experience. What you're going through right now is going to help you sharpen whatever it is that you need to sharpen and let go of whatever is no longer serving you. There's something that's holding you back, and it's because you need to let go. You're actively holding on to something so tightly that you literally aren't even aware that it's there. You just think it's a part of you. And then once you realize that it's a part of you, there's the whole getting your hand to actually open up. Yeah, that open up thing. You've been holding on for so long that your fingers are going to want to stay clutched. They're not going to want to release. So part of this transcend, part of that stillness, part of you clearing your head also has to do with letting go of the thing that's actually holding you back. And your resilience is going to be you pushing forward to getting to it. The irony of it, though, is you can't really push. Your resilience is going to be in stillness. Your resilience is going to be you allowing yourself to get to the answer through ease, not through force. And the sway of influence, create your authentic self. So this is a reminder that part of the answer, part of the solution is within you and who you are. And back to that box. Are you aware that you're in a box and that you aren't box shaped, that you're not square, that you're not a cube? Maybe you're a pyramid, maybe you're dodecahedron, maybe you're, something even more different. So allow yourself to create from the authenticity of yourself. Allow yourself to, think the way that you want to think about this and not the way that you're being asked to by society, your colleagues, your parents, whoever is influencing this. So instead of being swayed and influenced by others, allow yourself to think through this as you would actually want to have it done. Because the answer literally could just, again, lie in you. And maybe you figure that out through that stillness. Then we have self-awareness. Observe from a balanced perspective. In order to know what is you and what isn't you, we'd have to be self-aware. Self-awareness is you knowing that what you're doing is what is expected of you, or what you're doing is what you want to do. Self-awareness is you understanding that the behaviors and the patterns and the habits that you have are created because they serve you, or are they created because they were expected of you, or because it's mandated of you by something that you're a part of. Become self-aware. Observe from a balanced perspective. See yourself, see the situation, see whatever this is as an observer and not as part of it for just a little bit. I'm not saying permanently, but just for a little bit. Allow yourself to transcend and think outside the box. Allow yourself to, let go of whatever is keeping you anchored, and to think of yourself in the authentic way that you are, to see yourself as what you are right now in this moment. And maybe the answer is just in that simple observation. Maybe it's a mask that's holding you back. Maybe it's a piece of armor. Maybe it's an outdated defense mechanism that, might have been necessary 10 years ago, but definitely isn't necessary anymore. Allow yourself to see very clearly what it is that's holding you in this space, and then just drop it. And now I'm actually going to ask the tarot cards what it is that is keeping us in this space. What it is that, I don't even know what it's keeping in the space. I want to know what created this event. I want to know what started this whole, inability to be ourselves, and why are we keeping inside this box? Why is the shape of this box so important that we can't break free from it, and we can't find easement? We can't find answers outside of the expected answers. The first card that flew out was the Five of Swords in its reverse position. Fives are about change, so if you needed any more evidence that what you're going through is some type of shift in your life, here it is. But the Five of Swords is that air element. It's your mind, it's your mentality, it's your intellect. And when I have the Five of Swords, you're literally fighting yourself. Or you're fighting other people, but it's one of those where I bet everybody's saying the same thing and we're just fighting over big words that, need to be said by. It's like we all agree that the color is purple, but my version of why the color is purple is more important than your version of why the color is purple. Here's the thing, in its reverse position, it's a need just to quiet the words, quiet the mind, and realize that it's not about being right or wrong, it's about having compromise and doing what you need to in order to move forward. The need for compromise is huge, and you're going to be like, well, Kirsten, this is just a me problem, there's not even anyone else involved. Okay. Have you ever compromised with yourself? Because that's a thing. Sometimes you do need to make those compromises with yourself. Sometimes you need to say, okay, you know what? Today's the day that I do laundry, but I don't have the energy to do laundry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let myself rest today, and I'll do 2 loads tomorrow and then 2 loads on Friday. Give yourself that ability to compromise with yourself, because the Five of Swords in its reverse position is always asking for compromise. And I don't care if it's you by yourself or you with another person, there still can be found compromise. Then we have the Four of Cups in its reverse position. And this is telling me that you have been trying to think outside the box, that you have been allowing yourself to daydream, to, go outward. But instead of allowing yourself to find a solution, you're just letting yourself daydream. You're letting yourself escape in your thoughts. And yes, Cups is 100% about the heart space. But when our heart space is discontent, when we're unhappy, when we're bored, when we're frustrated, a lot of times we do go to our mind and we do try to go put our head in the clouds. And so when I have the Four of Cups in its reverse position, it's asking you to pick a reality. It's asking you to pick a reality and then choose your situation and go forward with it. Because you can find the answer, again, thinking outside the box. But you still have to take care of the everyday. You still have to take care of the mundane. I don't care what your situation is. You still have the ability to make sure that you're fed, to make sure that your house is clean, to make sure that you get proper sleep and proper care for yourself. So if you can't find the answer right away, you still have to do those things for yourself. And then we got Judgment in its reverse position. Now, Judgment is you judging you. It's that whole self-awareness and the sway of influence over here. It's you deciding if you like who you are. It's you self-reflecting and saying, I'm okay with this or I'm not okay with this. And here's the thing, when it's reversed, I know you've already done this. I know you've already made your decision. I know you already realized that, you know what, there's parts of me I don't want to be anymore. There's parts of me I want to go back to. There's parts of me that really need to, adjust, pivot, change. And that's okay. Because sometimes we get to where we are because at the time it was what was necessary. And other times, we just had to survive. But now that that's not who you are anymore, allow yourself to be who it is that you want to be. Make those changes, make those pivots. You're in the right space for it. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles in its reverse position. I want to remind you that Pentacles is not just about finances, it's about time and energy, because you spend time and you spend energy. And the Ten of Pentacles is coming through, telling me that you know how to spend your time, you know how to spend your energy, and you have all that you need right now. But when it's in its reverse position, something's just bothering you. Something's shaking you. And it 100% every time in its reverse position is because you're not being authentic to yourself. Because you're living by everyone else's rules and not your own. The Ten of Pentacles in its reverse position is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel itchy because you're wearing other people's clothes. You're wearing other people's masks. You're wearing other people and everything that they've given you, and you're not being yourself. The Ten of Pentacles in its reverse position is about you spending your time and energy in ways that other people expect you to spend it, not in the way that you want to spend it. And how is that fun for anybody? Now I want to ask the cards to help us find that authenticity. Like, what is it that we can do? What is it that can help us let go of the inner turmoil and get us centered? Because right now I just feel like we're scattered in the sense of like understanding of what it is that's going to get us to where we want to be. I feel like we just hear too many outside voices and too many outside opinions, and we're really just forgetting how to find our own voice and remember our own opinions. Rediscovery. It's pretty straightforward. What I love about rediscovery is it's a child's face, but in there, that's like an adult's body. And so this is that reminder of you needing to rediscover your inner child. You needing to rediscover who you were before you had to start conforming to everybody around you and all the voices and all the thoughts and all the expectations that weren't yours. Give into you being excited to discover yourself. Surface. Okay, so this one is a reminder that sometimes you have to dive deep. Sometimes it's not what's on the surface, but it's what's below the surface. And once you dive deep, the things that come to the surface are easier to see and understand. So are you going to allow yourself to come up for air? Or are you going to keep drowning what it is that's inside of you that you don't want to acknowledge? Friction. That's an uncomfortable place to be. Friction is one of those things, it kind of goes with that resilience card 100%. Because with friction, it's uncomfortable, but honestly, when you're going through friction, it's because it's like wearing clothing that isn't right for you. You know you're not comfortable in it, and you know you don't like it, but you're just doing it for the moment because in that moment, it's what's needed and expected of you. But it's not serving any purpose other than to remind you what it is that you really want to be in, where you really want to be, what you really want to be wearing. So friction is that reminder of that, like, yes, I'm uncomfortable here, but the reason you're uncomfortable is because you know this isn't who you want to be. This isn't who you are. Then we have influence. So what I love about this is it's got the moon phases on it, and the moon phases are only on a few cards in this deck. But also, like, there's a little dove that has a heart on it, and it's one of those where it's not about any person influencing you. It's about your emotions. It's about the phases of the moon. It's about spirit. It's about earth energy. It's about you being influenced by the truth of who you are, and not by any voices, not by anyone's opinions, not by the external. If you needed any more permission to be yourself and to silence those other voices, to silence those other expectations, I don't know how else I can give it to you, because this is literally what almost every card has been about in this reading. So let's start remembering who we are at the surface, who we are at our core, and being it everything about who we are from the top to the bottom and in between. Now I want to ask the cards for just some simple inspiration to help us just have the courage to be who we are, to have the courage to show ourselves as we truly are, and to see ourselves with pride, to see ourselves, our authentic selves, with pride and acceptance instead of denial and fear. Because I feel like that's a good part of what's keeping us stuck in place. What has your inner voice been asking you? Listen and act. I'm just gonna hold this card here. What has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. That inner voice is that inner child that I was talking about. It's that little you that wanted to play, that wanted to do something and then got told no. That inner voice is what is keeping you, or trying to help you find your way to be comfortable. That inner voice is a thing that's saying, hey, we're not happy with how we're spending our time and energy. Let's do this instead. That inner voice is you being authentic. So let's listen and act. Take responsibility for your choices. This is your life to live. Own it. This is getting really repetitious, but I'm guessing whoever you are, you need to hear this over and over again to get the point across. Because this is about you living your life. Not what other people want you to do, but what you want to do. So own it. Clear it. Be it. Stop letting other people keep you from it. Give your inner critic a vacation day. Be kind to yourself. This one's a little easier said than done, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? The easiest way to give your inner critic a vacation day where you don't have to listen to it is to challenge it. When your inner critic is saying you're not good enough, when your inner critic is saying you're never going to succeed, then that's when you start asking your inner critic questions. Like, okay, well, how would you do this? What was the better option? I know when I started doing that to myself, my inner critic was like, yeah, that was pretty much just a response. And then it started to lose power and control over me, because then I was like, you really don't know much, do you? You just know how to be mean. And once I realized that my inner critic only really knew how to be mean, I was like, okay, look, I accept that you're like one of my voices in my head, which, whatever, makes me sound, crazy, but here we are. It's one of those things where it's like, I understand that you're a part of me, but you are just thoughts in my head. You're not actual me. So I'm just going to, observe whatever it is that you want to say, but I'm not going to own it. I'm not going to claim it. So give your inner critic a vacation day. Be kind to yourself and figure out what your way of shutting that voice up is. Clear your mental and physical clutter. You will feel so much better. So this has been the most direct answer that we've gotten to help us figure out how to find ourselves, to figure out what it is that we need to do to be our authentic self. So here it is. Clear your mental and physical clutter. You'll feel so much better. And sometimes just by rearranging your furniture, even if you have a clean house, rearrange your furniture. See how that feels. And that's going to put you in a different headspace. And if your house isn't clean, like mine always needs to be clean, it's never really dirty. It's just I live here. So it's one of those things where, sometimes just getting all the dishes done makes a difference. What makes a huge difference is me folding my laundry, putting it all away. That clears up a lot of mental clutter every time. Do I do it? No, my laundry's been in the basket for a week still. It's clean laundry at least, but it's still in the basket. So understand that when I'm saying clear your mental and physical clutter, you'll feel so much better, I'm saying this in the sense of I too. I'm like, my laundry can wait till tomorrow. But right now, it shouldn't. Right now, it needs to be done. Right now, giving yourself the ability to get outside of your head involves you just clearing your space and cleaning up. And if you're not really sure what it is that you need to do to find your authentic self, ask in the comments below. We have a whole collective that supports each other here. And, if you need help, ask for it. And if you want a private reading, there is a link in the description below. We can get real into what you need to do in order to find your authentic self, and we can work with your shadow and your inner child in order to find out what has happened to keep you from knowing those people and those versions of yourself. And that's all I got for you today. This was your reading. I hope that you clearly understand that you need to be you 100% and that you need to allow yourself to remember who you are instead of wearing the masks. And I hope that, when next time I see you, you have, more confidence in yourself. You find the answers that you're needing, or that you have already found the answers that you're needing. This is all I got for you today. I love you so much. I know you're going to do this, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye-bye.